Hi everyone, in this episode of the Keto Vegan podcast, I am going to be diving into one of the biggest questions I hear all the time. Is it keto? Now, if you've been wondering whether foods like hummus, peanut butter, coconut flour, certain fruits can fit into your keto vegan lifestyle, you're absolutely in the right place right now. I am going to unpack carb counts for popular foods and sharing why some can be keto friendly whilst others need a bit of moderation, and even others you have to cut out altogether if you want to stay in ketosis. So I'm going to be looking at hummus, peanut butter, chickpeas, tofu, almond milk, dark chocolate, and so much else. And my goal is for you to find it even easier than you are already. Listen to this, find out what is a definite no, take them off your shopping list. But as always, my advice is to pre-plan. Do your shopping list, take the time to check. When you find those keto ingredients that you love, then you know you can go back to them. Okay, so first question, is hummus keto? Simple answer, no. No, it's not. Now, I'm only going to talk about grams of carbs in this episode. I'm not going to talk about fats or proteins or fiber, just carbs. And if you're listening in America, this is the carb count with already the fiber taken out. So this is actual carb count. Okay, hummus. There's a whole range of hummuses, humai. Their carb counts range depending on who's making it, what the flavoring is in it. My favorite hummus used to be sweet chili, and that's one of the highest carb counts, obviously, because of the sweetness. So we've got like maybe an average carb count per 100 grams of about 14 grams. Leon, now I'm in England, I'm in the UK, and so I'm using the products that are in the supermarkets here. I don't know what you have where you are. So Leon Velvety hummus is 7.4 grams. So that's like yellow or orange on my keto vegan food list. Things that I color green are a yes. Then it's a yellow and they go down a bit higher. Then it's orange, getting quite high. And then red is a definite no. So Leon Velvety, 7.4 grams. It's not too bad, is it? You can have that in moderation, just maybe, I don't know, don't have 100 grams of it, because obviously with everything else that you eat, you're going to be adding on, and what you're going to dip into it to have it, or you're just going to spoon it out. Sabra Extra, so they actually have chickpeas in and some pine nuts at the top. Oh my God, that was so smooth and velvety and gorgeous, wasn't it? Do you remember those days? That's 9 grams per 100 grams. And then Romana's 10.3 grams per 100 grams. So we've got the Leon Velvety, which is the lowest, the Sabra Extra, which is 9 grams, and then Romana's, which is 10.3. And then you've got your supermarkets and stuff like that. So hummus, is it keto? It's low carb, but I wouldn't say it's strict keto. Peanut butter, okay. I just love a satay sauce, which I put smooth peanut butter in, and then sesame oil and chili and all sorts of things like that, a bit of soy sauce and whatever. But is peanut butter keto? It's low carb, depending which one that you get and depending how much you have. I mean, who can only have a tiny little bit of peanut butter? I mean, I used to love, you're going to like this, white toast with peanut butter on and sour cream. I was going to say don't diss it until you try it. Obviously, you're not going to try it because you're not going to have toast and you're not going to have sour cream. There is a vegan sour cream out there. Heinz used to do it and they stopped doing it. So are there any vegan sour creams out there? I actually don't know. Okay, so what is the carb count of peanut butter? We've got it going from 8 grams, which is a really cheap, basic version that I buy from Sainsbury's. And it's interesting, the cheaper the peanut butter, the lower the carbs. Sainsbury's own crunchy peanut butter is 12.8 grams of carbs. Sainsbury's Smooth is 13.7 grams of carbs. Now, if I'm making a satay sauce, I do go for the smooth option. Coconut milk in there because that's lower carbs than coconut cream, but it's still really high in the end in the carb count. Well, not really high, it's just like middle carb count. Again, depending how much you have and can you resist not having too much satay sauce. I know I can't. In lots of recipes, don't they replace the regular flour with coconut flour. Now, I've always wondered why this is, because it is not keto. 25% is carbs. Well, I'm exaggerating there. Some coconut flours, 24 grams of carbs per 100. In others, 31.1 grams of carbs per 100. If you need a replacement flour, go almond flour, unless you're allergic to nuts, to almonds, and then don't use flour. I don't know what else you could substitute. I reckon in other countries like America, you've probably got some really ultra processed flour alternatives, but we haven't got that here yet. What about fruit? Okay, now the fruit that we can have as keto is raspberries. Raspberries are 4.4 grams per 100. That's really good. Blackberries are the next one, of 4.9 grams per 100. Strawberries, 5.8 grams. Blueberries, 8.7 grams. So if you do want fruit with your double cream, that's nice. Then go for your raspberries and your blackberries. Obviously, they are seasonal, but we can get them at any time, can't we? But I think when they are in season, they taste so much better. If you want a banana, don't even think about it. It's 23 grams of carbs per 100. And all other fruits, definite no. If you really are wanting something like a watermelon or stuff like that, and you think it's got all of that water in it, check the carb counts. I think we'll find there's an awful lot of sugar in there as well. Fifth one, soy sauce. I realised that I hadn't got that on my keto vegan list. I'd always just assumed it was like, just chuck it in, it's fine, you don't need a lot of it because it's very salty. So soy sauce, I've now added it to my keto vegan food list. This one, Kikkoman, naturally brewed, says that's 3.2 grams of carbs per 100. Whereas another one with dark soy sauce, the Lee Kum Kee dark soy, is 31 grams carbs per 100. The light of the same brand is 14 grams per 100. And then we've got Amoy light soy is 11.8 grams. So if you're going to use soy sauce and you don't want to have any carbs in it, because you're not going to use much, you're just going to use a bit of a splash, surely is 3.2 grams of carbs, and then it's almost doesn't even count. So soy sauce, is it keto? It depends which one, and it depends how much you use. My recommendation is use a Kikkoman naturally brewed soy sauce. And then I was writing down how much salt each of these have in. Now, of course, they're really, really salty, but we are talking way over the recommended daily amount of salt. It ranges from 15 grams to 19 grams of salt per 100 ml. Yeah, maybe if you've got salt issues, don't use soy sauce. Okay, what about this question? Is almond milk keto? Yes, yes, yes. Unsweetened almond milk, no added sugar. Almond milk is 0 carbs. Don't you just love that? I really do. What about chickpeas? Dried chickpeas are 6.4 grams per 100. So you could have that. You're not going to have a whole load, and then you soak them yourself. Maybe when they are tinned, they add some sugar to the soaking process or something. I don't know why. Tin chickpeas are 12 grams per 100 or 16.5 grams per 100. Some even go up to 27 grams per 100. So if you are going to have chickpeas, get the dried. And you're a keto vegan, would you have chickpeas? I know I wouldn't. I always go for the pretend proteins and tofu. I still actually don't like tofu. Sorry about that, all you tofu lovers. And I know I did an episode on it a little while ago, and I did find a way of using it, but I've been eating that green Thai curry that I made with the tofu in, and I don't look forward to it. I really don't, which is such a shame because I've got an awful lot of little pots of that in my freezer. Never mind, I'll get through it eventually. Tofu. We have got a range of grams. If you're going for a flavored tofu, like the hoisin sauce flavored tofu, obviously it's going to be higher because it's quite sweet, but it's still only 6.6 grams for that tofu. And tofu goes down to 1 gram of carbs per 100 to 1.4, 1.8, 1.9. So is tofu keto? Yes, yes, yes. Is it vegan? So much so. Quinoa, dried, is 14.9 grams per 100. Depending where you look, it's 21 grams as well. So do keep an eye on your labels. What about oat milk? We have got oat milks going from unsweetened to about 5.8 grams, up to about 15 grams if it's sweetened. Obviously, if you're keto, you are not going to have anything sweetened, not intentionally. What about an avocado? Is it keto? Yes, yes, yes. It's one of the best things for oils and fats that we can have as a keto vegan, really nice and low carbs. Do check. The measurements I'm getting is anything between 1.8 grams to 2.9 grams. Why isn't there one list of, an avocado is an avocado? You're not going to have one that's made by a particular place. So why do these different nutritional values come up? Why can't they be just the same? Okay, what about seitan? As in Seitan. A wide range here of carb counts. I have got seitan original from the Tofu Co, 2.7 grams. Definitely, yes, keto. But then there's another one from the Tofu Co, or the seitan pepperoni, the Tofu Co, that's 9.2. So that's pretty high. And then I've written down 10.4 grams for seitan as well somewhere. Check your box, check the nutritional information. What about tomatoes? Tomatoes, anything from also your cherry tomatoes or your baby plum tomatoes or the taste the difference tomatoes, do check those, but they are pretty low. You are talking 2 to 3 to 4 grams per 100. What about tomato ketchup, tomato sauce, whatever you call it? Even the less sugar one was still 12 grams per 100. If you have to have tomato sauce, I know some people can't eat anything without some tomato ketchup on it, and opt for the low sugar one. We've got our sweeteners. Now, when you look at the information on the back of the sweeteners, it says something like 100 grams carb, but the stevia and the erythritol, how on earth do you pronounce that, is basically 0 grams of carbs per 100. So those are your go-tos. There's a lot of media coverage and information about certain sweeteners that are really, really bad for you because of them being carcinogenic and so on. So do check that information. This episode is not about that. Protein powders, vegan protein powders, do check those. I'm not into those at all. But how many carbs? Can be about 3.5 grams of carbs, but do check your labels. So apparently there are vegan protein powders that have no carbs at all. So do your research. Number 18, I know, who'd have thought that I'd have found 18 different products? I've actually got 20. How exciting. Dark chocolate. Is dark chocolate keto? You'd have hoped so, because it's almost entirely cocoa, isn't it? No, it's not. So the carb counts for dark chocolate ranges from 14 grams, and that's Lindt, 90% dark chocolate is 14 grams per 100. You've got green and blacks, which is 85% dark, which is 24 grams. And so you are talking anything between 14 grams to, let's say, 25 grams for dark chocolate. Not keto. Yeah, not keto. Can't do it. Sorry. Okay, what about flax seeds, chia seeds? Really great. Flax seeds are only 4.5 grams per 100, and you're not going to have a whole load. So that works. Chia seeds are the best thing in the whole wide world for a keto vegan. Okay, they are 3.5 grams of carbs per 100. But on my keto vegan food list, they are green on everything. They are 25 grams fat. Yes. 21.8 grams of protein, perfect, and 33.7 grams of fiber, and only 3.5 grams of carbs. Chia seeds, I mean, oh my goodness, they're amazing, aren't they? And I mean, I haven't researched this, but I know they swell, don't they? When they're in water or a liquid, they all puff up and everything. So surely when we eat them, they swell up inside of us too and keep us fuller for longer. And also because they're so tiny, they get stuck in your teeth. And then you can oh, another chia seed. So they last as a meal for a long time, an hour or two, unless you get one of your floss sticks, things, your dental brushes, which is actually probably better advice than letting the seeds stay between your teeth. Okay, so I've mentioned this keto vegan food list lots of times. I normally sell it for a couple of quid because it is invaluable. I add to it, I say regularly, but every time I think of something and I think, oh, it's not even on the list, I add it. So I have got a link to it underneath. That will give you free access. I'll remove the link after a couple of weeks. It will give you free access, but you will not be able to edit it. I'm not having anyone wipe out the work that I've put into this list for years. I mean, it's not thousands of products, but it's loads, and I add to it here and there, and then I organize it. And I've got a little video of how to use it effectively. I might have to update that. I don't think I'm going to update it though, because I think when I recorded the video, I thought the carb count included the fiber, so we could remove the carb count and even have the fiber count and even have less carbs, but it can't because I'm in the UK and they've already taken out the fiber from our carb count. Yeah, that was so upsetting when I found that out. Anyway, so I'm going to put a link. So you've got free access to my keto vegan food list. Save it, and then you can add your own things to it and play around with it. And a short little video of how to make the most of it. Like you can reorder your columns and find out what the best carbs and stuff like that. And what's good with your protein, what's good with your fats, and what's terrible with the carbs, and change it all around. Add your own foods that are common for you. So basically 2 weeks. What's the date today? Okay, so it's the first week in November 2024. You have got, let's say, free access until December, and then I'm going to remove that link, and then you can buy it from me later. I mean, it's only £2, I think, or £3, I can't remember. Okay, so that is it for today. I am going to talk in the next episode about my favorite vegan proteins, my pretend meats, where we can get them, why I like them, the price of them, are they UPFs, ultra processed foods, do we think they are, etc., etc. So going to be a little episode on my favorite pretend meats next episode. I will see you then.